What do you think, Castle? What do you think for this? So, this is actually a really, really hard topic in order to speak because it actually involves one of my favorite countries. Was in fact one of my favorite countries until I actually found this out, where the favorite country that I love literally just sent their men from India straight up to Canada and literally just shot a man because they're apparently a terrorist and holding extremists. And they actually did this because he supported the separation between Punjab and India. And if you don't know, Punjab is actually mostly, if not the majority of it, is actually a Sikh population. So mostly the population of it is, majority of it is practicing Sikhism. Kind of like Israel is the majority of Jews, since they are mostly practicing Judaism. And Mr. John was 45 years old when he was actually shot by two masked gunmen in a busy car park. And it was, not gonna lie though, in a busy car park getting shot, like, it could be a good hideout, but it's just absolutely terrible when you realize that gunshots sound louder than fucking people just chatting to each other in a loud subway aisle. Like, you can just tell how dumb this is, and therefore, right, this caused tensions to increase because like Nijjar was an activist. He was actually a activist that supported it, and I supported him, and therefore, this activism made it so that most of people got pissed at him. Not pissed at Nijjar, but at Modi over here. Modi was basically was the person that literally killed and mostly the person who just ordered the attack on Nijjar over here, because Nijjar did nothing wrong, to be honest. He was literally just an activist spreading the word on that India's a shit country, that people agree, and that Punjab is the best country, that people also agree. And therefore, right, Modi got kind of pissed at that and got like, no, we're not letting this slide, and therefore killed him. I'm repeating myself, but still though. And therefore, like, Mr. Trudeau is actually doing the right thing, and in fact doing everything that he can in order to figure out who did this, from the allegations to the Sikh organization to everyone who was involved, to basically everyone who was literally out there. Basically, right, they're literally bringing everyone on this. They're putting all their power and on it in this just to find out who killed this poor man. Was it people in Canada or was it people in India? It was India, because right, India kept on saying it was absolutely absurd. It wouldn't kill one of a kind. Like, it's just absolutely terrible, and therefore, like, him dying is just absolutely terrible. This will actually cause a war between India and Canada if this could just participate any longer. Because right, Modi over here, I thought he was gonna be a good prime minister. I realized he was the shittest prime minister because he likes to cause wars. Like, he not even did nothing with tech support. Basically, right, we don't further tech support in India, but the main thing, right, they're not shut down because of the corruption. Because the place are so corrupt. In fact, like, if these tech support just follow their money to the police, they'll do nothing about it. Unlike these other countries like UK and stuff, like, they will just put you under arrest, not for battery, but for like bribery. And India just takes it the exact opposite. You pay them, you won't get arrested. You don't pay them, you just get arrested. Simple as. And I don't believe this is a total bullshit, because this makes so that India has, in fact, the laziest police force. But however, they'll be shutting down tech sports centres right now. But back in the day, they weren't really doing much, because, right, they were taking money, they were ignoring the requests, their website was like fucked up. Basically, right, it was a screwed up society. Yeah, and they are still carrying on with this investigation, and Avtar Singh Nijjar, who said to be the head of Kyrgyzstan Liberation Forces, died in Birmingham in June. They said that they were not told that they were not opening an investigation. It's a murder, so you open an investigation on Rohan. What are you opening on him? He was another Sikh, and if you're not gonna open up another investigation on it, like, you're just admitting to it that we can't investigate a terrorist from overseas. Like, you can't. That's what you're practically saying. Because, right, India is worried about the relations between UK and India, but Canada's got like fuck you, India. We're gonna find out who did this, and if it was you, we will fucking start a war, bro. That's what they were saying, and this caused a bunch of world wars, and so basically basically the White House said they was deeply concerned about Mr. Trudeau's allegation that they still in contact with their Canadian partners since USA is below Canada. Like, it's called like investigation proceeds and perpetrators were brought to justice. What Mrs. Watson said. So yeah, so basically that's the basically gist of it. So how do I think about it? Straight off the bat, I actually believe that is absolutely terrible. Why? So number one, how this is actually starting out with. Because right, Mr. Nijjar over here was an not active terrorist, but instead as an active protester who decides to split between India and Punjab. Simple as, and it was the best thing just to do, right? In return, India got kind of a little mad. They called him the terrorist since he supported it. If I remember right, India started into the colonization of Britain. So what does this mean? This means what is the UK still controls India. Because right, they're still using the same rules from from Britain in India when they were still colonized. They got their independence, yeah sure, but what did they get in return? Not that much independence, because they were still controlled by the UK, because they were still using UK practices that were used while India was colonized in this modern society. Because right, back in India, right, while it was colonized, they called a grandpa a terrorist. They called grandpa the most dangerous man in the world. Just a 70-year-old Sikh man, just a terrorist. Yeah, like how can he hurt people? Like the stairs probably killed him, but like still, like this is absolute dog shit from Modi's side, because right, he cannot admit that this was his fault. Because if he admitted that it was his fault, he will lose his power in Parliament. Another there will be major protests. There is major protests, and therefore India's going to turn to chaos. Like, you're going to see that Parliament literally going to get invaded. Like all the other parliaments that got corrupted, this Parliament is also going to get invaded and practically invaded and stuff. And it's just absolutely terrible. So just to summarize what's happening, the Nijjar got shot, and they kind of thinks it's India. India thinks it's absurd and blaming back at Canada, and then they're blaming on each other. And in return, westernization, therefore, like all the Western countries got worried about this because they realized that this got turned into a war, because they already have one war and they don't want another war. Because if they suddenly rack up wars in modern time now, this can eventually turn into like another world war. Because we're currently 4 countries out of war, but if 4 countries are going to go out of war, this could make it so that it will turn into another world war. It will turn into World War 3. But it won't be turned into World War 3, because countries are not hoping that will actually turn into World War 3. They're hoping that they can settle this peacefully before they have to go to war. Because go to war is a last measure. And some countries think that that's the first measure they should do. The first measure, invade Canada. Yeah, so that's my take on it. See ya.